When you're getting ready to move onto a boat, how do you figure out what it is that you're going to take with you? And can you just make that decision one time? Hi, I'm Nika Waters, and welcome to the Boat Galley podcast. Today I'm talking about the many times you actually have to go through your stuff. It's a constant iteration. Today's episode of the Boat Galley podcast is sponsored by Pantry in Paradise. As cruisers, we've all experienced LOB, or lost on board. You know you have something, maybe like a can of mushroom soup, but you just can't find it. Enter Pantry in Paradise, your go-to app for galley management. Pantry in Paradise tracks your provisions, where they're stored, and creates your next shopping list. Provision for guests or even extra weeks. Find Pantry in Paradise in the App Store and on Google Play. We've just finished, quote unquote, moving from one house to another. And there are a lot of things that I learned during that process that I thought might be helpful for you as you're thinking about moving on board. As we were going through the house in Virginia, getting ready to come up to Vermont, we went through things and through things and through things. And by the end of it, we just threw a bunch of stuff into boxes and said, can't make that decision anymore. When we got up to Vermont, we started to put things in the attic, and we've gone through those boxes probably 2 or 3 times already since we got here. And it reminded me of moving onto the boat. When you're getting ready to go the first time, you sort of say, oh, what do I need? I have to make sure that I have everything, and I want to make sure that I only take the things that I need. But the thing is, you don't know. You don't know, even if you're moving back onto the boat or going back to the boat or moving through and going through the things that you have on the boat, you don't know who you're going to be and what your life is going to be a month, 6 months down the line. Unfortunately, you can't just take your stuff and say, oh, good, I'm all set. You can't do that in a house, and you definitely can't do that on a boat. It's a process of iteration. It's a process of you take what you think you're going to need, and then if you need something else, you figure out where to get it. And if you don't need it, give yourself permission to let it go. Give yourself permission to say, yep, I thought I was going to need that because I needed it in my old life, and I thought I was going to need it for real, and nope, I don't, so let it go. Marie Kondo's a big one of this, that your pieces of kit that you have with you need to bring you joy. And the hard part when you're moving onto the boat is understanding that the things that will bring you joy on the boat aren't always necessarily the same things that will bring you joy in a house. Heck, the same things that bring you joy in one house might not bring you joy in the next house. So why hold yourself to some standard that might be frustrating to try to attain? So my advice to you as you're getting ready to move onto the boat is to take the things that you think you will need and give yourself a space to let go of things and also to acquire new things. Moving, whether you're moving from a house to another house or from a house or an apartment to a boat, it's not just a chance to downsize and to take stock of the things that you have. It's a chance to decide or release or unveil the new person that you're going to be. Because you change with your environment and with your particular situation. Allow yourself that permission. Allow yourself the ability to change and to embrace who it is that you're becoming. Yeah, this is a little bit about stuff. It's a little bit about personality. It's a little bit about the very real understanding that when you are moving onto a boat, your life shifts. And allow your choice of things to shift also. And I'm really sorry to tell you, you're not going to be able to just make those decisions once and be done with it. Living on a boat is a constant iteration of what you need, who you are, the way you want to live. Give yourself permission to iterate along with that life. I'm looking forward to seeing you out there in whatever iteration your life and our life takes, because sharing an anchorage with new friends is one of my favorite things about cruising. Thanks so much for listening to the Boat Galley podcast. We love it when you share it with your friends, and we also really love hearing from our listeners. Let us know what you'd like us to cover or what questions you have. Links to our emails are in the show notes. Have a great week.